Evening troopers. I'm fat. Thanks for pointing it out in the comments, probably. That doesn't really happen anymore, because people just understand that that's just who I am. That's who I am. So, Saturday night, time for a bit of a waffle, really, to sort of talk about a couple of things, because I've not done a lot of videos recently. And the first thing I want to talk about is, you know, I'm really lucky to have a room. I know I'm really lucky to have a room with all my game stuff in and collectors and stuff. And I know there's a lot of people who haven't got that because they live with their parents, they haven't got the room, or they probably earn more money than I ever do, but because of where they live, they can't, or they move around a lot, or they've got families. I'm really lucky because me and my wife haven't got any children. Lucky. I know there's some people who call that absolutely cursed. At the moment, we're still thinking that's blessed. So, but what I'm trying to get, and this isn't a humble brag, and it sounds like a humble brag, but it genuinely isn't. I've got this lovely room, and I've got everything in it that I'm really happy with, and I am happy with it. But then things like, I have to say this without sounding like an absolute tool shed, things like Christmas and birthdays come along, and your friends and family, they know what you like and that you're into video gaming and stuff. So they buy you bits. You buy you bits. And nice bits as well. I got for Christmas, I didn't get tons, but what I got was quality. So you get it, you know, it's in the main room, the lounges, we've got, you know, we're lucky we have 3 trees this year, but we only have presents under one of them, because we're not the royal family. The royal family at the moment, are they? So, all the presents, and we left them in the lounge for a little bit, presents, and you know, family come round and go, what do you get? I got this, and you show. And then I bring it through, and I'm like, well, where am I going to put that? Because you want to put it in a prime place, but you've already got nice things in a prime place. And it's not always about space, physical space. I've seen game rooms on forums and Facebook groups. There's a guy that's got one that's like under the shed, under the stairs, like Harry Potter. And it's amazing. It's better than this, because he's used the space even better than I have. And I'm resting me on, by the way. I haven't just all of a sudden got a great hunchback. The bells! So it's not always about physical space. It's how you use it. But when you get it just right, and then you get new stuff, what do you do? Do you throw stuff out? Or do you just have to push it to one side? Now, my last games room at my old house was a tiny bit smaller than this. Well, it wasn't a tiny. It was probably about 2/3 the size of this room. So it was a bit smaller. And it was cluttered. And I had a pal come round who's really into gaming and stuff. And he, you know, and it just, I could tell it was cluttered. And he wasn't, I think he was expecting it to be better. You know, it felt a bit claustrophobic. And it didn't flow, and it didn't have like chi. You know, it wasn't cool. So that my main thing when I got this new room was to make sure it did. So I've tried to not just plug, because my old philosophy was just everything out, boom, and it doesn't matter whether it was like cheap, nasty, or high end. Just get it all out there, show it all off. And that's the problem, really. So I've got a cupboards full of junk that I haven't put out because I like, and it's nice to rotate things as well. So my main point is, when you've got your space nice, and you get new things, it can be not stressful, but you want to put it in. You want to put it in nice places, and you can't always think of it, because I'm not particularly gifted in interior design. And that's not, you know, that's a euphemism. So what I'm doing is, I'm getting rid of these shelves behind me for a start, because they're not entirely, like I just said, using the space ideally. They're IKEA Finby. Yeah, IKEA Finby. Which they are cheap. And for the money, you know what? You can't go wrong with them. I think they're 25 quid for a bookcase. Which is smaller. It's about a 2/3 of a billy. the shelves aren't as thick, so they're starting to bow a little bit. I don't know whether you can see there's a genuine bow in that bookshelf there. And I used to have 4 in my old room, and I just had a whole wall of them. And this one I've only got 3. But I'm going to replace them with Billy's. Because Billy's are just better. I assume. I haven't actually ever had a Billy, but they're chunkier, and they're better put together, they're better designed. See, these Finbys, the holes for the shelf pegs, they're only in very specific places, meaning that your shelves, it's hard to organise your shelves, and also you can't buy extra shelves, which you can with Billy. To get the extra shelves I've got on these, I've had to buy more Finbys. So, but that's all right, because you get 5 shelves with it. So Billy's shelves are £6 each, and I bought an extra Finby just for the shelves. You get 5 shelves with it, so that's £5 a shelf. You know, so it all pans out in the end, doesn't it? God shuts the door, he opens the window. Just kick the table. I haven't had an earthquake. Don't worry about it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's my next big project, and it's going to take, you know, it's going to be nearly a ton to change these bookcases to Billy. It's going to cost me a little bit for that. So that's going to be a couple of month project, just to, so it doesn't. I don't want to rush it. So I'm going to buy them over 2 months. I'll put them together in a weekend. I love IKEA stuff. IKEA stuff is a real gift for gamers. The Kallax, I'm sure you're aware of the Kallax stuff. That's brilliant for gamers. You know, with the accessories. I think I've showed you mine before. Here's a picture of my Kallax stuff. See, it's pretty good. You can get games consoles in there. You can put LED strips in there. It's pretty good. And of course, there's my Millennium Falcon table, which is a real showstopper. Here's a picture of the Millennium Falcon table. That is, of course, IKEA as well. So it is, and the lack system as well of the sort of the floating shelves. There's a real you can make a real well. When I first made my last man room, games room, whatever you want to call it, man cave. The problem with man cave is it is exclusive, isn't it? Gaming shouldn't be. It shouldn't matter who or what you are. Just have fun with it and talk about Pac-Man. So games room is a bit more. It's a bit more reconstructed in it. What I did was I sold my the game X-Wing, the fantasy game where you fight pew, 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 X-Wings, and you have to move. It's like Warhammer but X-Wing and TIE Fighters and Millennium Falcons. I sold all that, and then that bought almost all my furniture. I had quite a lot of it, but I got a really good price for it and just bought my furniture. And then when I moved in, I haven't got a gaming chair. I've got a settee, bruv. Settee. Gaming chairs are so 2000 and noughts. 2000 noughts. Do you know what I mean? Pre-2020s. Gaming chairs are such pre-2020s. You gotta have a settee, bruv. So that's a big project. I'm gonna be changing that. And I'll be using IKEA stuff because you know what you're gonna get. It's cheap, it's quality for the money. And where else are you going to go? Argos do furniture, and Argos aren't far bad. But even then, it's virtually identical to IKEA, and Argos don't sell meatballs. So as you can understand, my hands are tied. So the second thing I want to talk about tonight is the LEDs. Now, have you noticed that I've got the LEDs on the tower of Funko Pops. Now I've found that CD cases are boss for storing Funko Pops. They really are. Really good. And this is just one of them, you find them in charity shops. In fact, the last one I saw in a charity shop, which I wanted to get, but it was a long way from the car and I didn't want to carry it around. It's like a metal frame with a concrete bottom. It's probably IKEA as well, actually. It's got like a concrete block, but they're like £1. And there's a channel down the side that you can chuck some LEDs in, and they're really good for Funko Pops. So look into that; it's really good. But the point about that is, my brother-in-law came over Christmas, and he's a different kind of nerd to me. I love my family very much. I love my wife's family very much, But my brother-in-law's a very different kind of nerd, and he's got a van. That's his nerdy stuff. Well, let me explain to you. He came in here, he had a look around, he went, "You're probably worse with LEDs than me." And I said, "No, because this is his van." Yes, that's his actual vehicle that he drives around in every day. And he's put those lights on himself. He's an absolute genius with it. On the roof, there's 3 or 4 horns. There's a couple of horns from 1970s American fire engines. You know that's coming. Brilliant. There's a compressor in the back that fills an air tank for the horns. It is a sweet, sweet ride. It really is. However, I am nowhere near LEDs with him. Do you know what I mean? He's laughing at that. But we've all got a stupid, haven't we? We've all got a stupid. His stupid's his van, my stupid's all this rubbish. But I've been fiddling around with the LEDs in here, and obviously I've been in this room a year now. And I've just been turning some stuff on over there and moving it around. And I'm like, how's this powered? I had to pull furniture out and find, I was like, how's this powered? And turns out I've run, which was actually genius, but I've forgotten about doing it. When I put the hardwood floor down, like the lock-in floor, I'd put a USB underneath to get power to that corner for USB. I know. I should have told you about that at the time because it was genius. I just pure forgot how that was run. So how is that getting power? So LEDs are fun. Never stop putting LEDs in things. But the main reason for it is I wanted to share my brother-in-law's van because it's just amazing. And then the final thing, and this sounds like a humble brag as well, and it's not. It's really not. Honestly, I'm not like that. I'm only telling you because I like sharing stuff with you. It's not me going, look how good I am. It's not, honestly. But I found a box of, because obviously we've been in a year. We both work full time. So we haven't fully unpacked yet, and I found a box of like geeky stuff I'd bought, pure forgot about. There's about 7 Star Wars Black Series figures in there. Admittedly, one of them was Rose. Now I'm not going to start on that, but I actually, as a character, there's a concept I quite like Rose, and I'll tell you for why. As a concept, the story was looking at like generals and space wizard ladies and top ace pilots and defectors that were in with the command, and we'd lost the feeling of the every person, you know, the base level rebellion person, and that's what Rose was, and I fully understand why they put Rose in. And I think part of the problem is I think they should have swapped the characters. I think the actress that played Rose's sister at the start should have played Rose, and Kelly Tran possibly should have had a different role in it. I don't know. I'm not a director. I'm not into it, so I thought she might have given an amazing performance. I didn't think it was that brilliant, but I didn't think it was that bad. I think she was given bad things to do. But the concept of a grassroots just rebellion mechanic, I really like that, and I think they needed that. But anyway, back to the box of stuff. So one of the things that was in it is Chania Solo. Wow. Totally, I must have had this a year and a bit, completely forgotten I bought it. I know I wouldn't have paid full whack for it because I always get stuff cheap. I only buy things if they're cheap. So I think I paid like £8 for this, which I'm sure it goes some more now. On one hand, that's lovely, isn't it? That's really, check that out. Look. You know, that's amazing detail. Look at the flight suit. I like the fact, because she's Han Solo and Leia's daughter in the expanded universe. So she's a Skywalker and a Solo. And I like the fact that she's got Han Solo bits on her, and Princess Leia bits on her, and Luke bits on her. See all the straps on that remind me of Luke in his X-Wing kit. The black trousers with the stripe down the sides are more like Han Solo. The brunette hair and her general gender and stuff like that remind me of Princess Leia. Of course, Leia's very force sensitive as well, although she never really does anything with it in the original series. So that's a lovely figure. And Black Series, oh, you know, How can you go wrong with Black Series? This is getting a long video, by the way. I do apologise. You know, quality, the sculpting, accessories in general. I love Black Series. Put the helmet on the wrong way around. I'm playing with my dollies again. So, I suppose the last point was linked to the first point. I've obviously put that box somewhere because I had nowhere to put it, and it had all kinds of treasures in it. So you never know. Always look through your cupboards because you never know. I always forget stuff. I went to my lockup and found the Dream Key for the Dreamcast that gets you online, and I've heard there's some servers set up for that, so I need to check that out. Although I don't think I've got the games that I've got online play. So some you win, some you lose. So that's me ramble. This is just a Saturday night ramble. Saturday night ramble. That's a really good idea for the series. Don't think I'll use that though, because it's a bit... It needs to be... So, thank you very much for watching. Sorry it's been a long one. Gosh, it's been a long one. That's what she said. But I hope you've enjoyed it. And never forget, always put as many LEDs on things as you can, even though they are tacky. I said that in an old video, and I still mean it, they're tacky, but they're still awesome. And I hope you enjoy your space to do your stupid, whatever your stupid is. Whether it's Warhammer, video games, stamp collecting. In fact, I'm getting the video game stamps that are coming out. So that's another circle on the Venn diagram of catastrophic nerd for me. Whatever your stupid is, just do it. And don't be ashamed of what God made you. Anyway, thanks for watching. As usual, like, subscribe. Underneath are my Instagram and Twitter. If you want to follow them. Hit a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share if you like the video, if you think your pals will like a 20-minute video of a fat bloke just yawping about rubbish. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye!